Drew Holiday is solidified as probably the best defender in the league at the guard position.
Booker the drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a pinnacle ball throws it down. Holiday deflects it. Doncic has to throw it. White with the steal. Holiday to Horford. Holiday a three. Bang! Drew Holiday from downtown.
Drew is a great teammate. Nothing short of that. He's brought championship pedigree to our team, so nothing Drew says we question.
I don't know how they let us get him, but I'm so happy that we got Drew on our team.
Meet the NBA's most underrated player. A guy who isn't someone who comes to mind whenever the word superstar is mentioned. He isn't even someone who comes to mind when you think of the word all-star. And yet, he's proven his quality time and time again. He's been one of, if not the best, at the defensive end. He's no slouch on the offensive end either. And despite not being a superstar in everyone's eyes, he's proven to be the missing championship piece for two whole different franchises. This player is Drew Holiday.
Holiday a three. Bang!
For Pritchard to get the steal. He erases that attempt.
Drew Holiday has made a name for himself. Firstly, as an all-star in 2013, as the only halfway decent player on those Sam Hinkie process Sixers teams. He was actually known more for his offensive prowess back then, until he got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans. With the Pels, he slowly developed into this amazing defensive specimen, being recognized league-wide as one of, if not the greatest perimeter defenders in the league.
Drew Holiday is solidified as probably the best defender in the league at the guard position.
Did Drew guard you that series? Like I'm saying,
yeah,
was it? Yeah,
he guarded me. He's the best defender in the league.
It was a quiet couple of years for Drew and the New Orleans Pelicans, right up until the team managed to pair up Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins for half a season. That was good enough to get the New Orleans Pelicans to the playoffs, where it was actually the backcourt of Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo who got the headlines against the hyped-up duo of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And in Game 4, Holiday did this.
Holiday, oh pretty, the handles and the finish. 8 points now for Nurkic. Holiday, another highlight. They get a W here. Holiday a three, yes!
He finished Dame and CJ with a wild 41-point bomb, combining for 88 points with AD, all the while playing elite defense to limit Dame to just 19 points. Of course, they would eventually get beaten soundly by the 2018 Warriors, but come on, to be fair, it was the 2018 Warriors. But regardless, he's always going to be known as part of the backcourt duo who outplayed and swept Dame and CJ. And just like that, he's been in the public eye ever since, known as arguably the best perimeter defender in the NBA, even above the likes of Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverley. He's kind of in the same genre of players, but he's way better regarded as those guys. Maybe because he can be a great defender and not flop. That's why he's not known as a pest like Smart and Pat Bev, and just a great defender in general. What he also has on those guys is that he's a much better, more consistent offensive player. Anyway, by 2020, the Pelicans weren't anywhere close to contending at that time. So they decided to go all in on the rebuild and participated in a 4-team trade. That landed Drew Holiday to the Milwaukee Bucks. Looking at that package and considering what the Bucks did after, the Pelicans got a bit fleeced. But speaking of what the Bucks did, they've been dormant for a long while. Up until the 2019 NBA season, Giannis's first MVP year, they went to the conference final as the 1 seed, but choked at 2-0, led to Kawhi's Raptors, and got beat in 6. The next season would be even worse, as this fully healthy Bucks team with an MVP and Depoy Giannis got destroyed by that amazing Miami Heat team. It just really exposed the limitations of the Bucks and the limitations of Giannis as a player. You had to be there to fully realize just how disastrous a result this was for the Bucks. Coach Bud's reputation was in the mud. Giannis justified James Harden's run and dunk comments. Everything was in shambles, and the Greek Freak wasn't happy. It's hard, Antetokounmpo told Lori Nickel of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. It's not easy. In 2020, I was ready to walk away from the game. He added, I had that conversation, yes, with the front office. Antetokounmpo continued, If something doesn't make me happy, I don't do it. I don't want to do it. I'm just going to stay home, stay with my kids, stay with my family, and try to be happy. I don't care. Kudos to the Bucks because they immediately went to action, getting Drew Holiday as maybe that last piece to get them over the hump. After all, they've been let down by their point guards before. Eric Bledsoe was a great defender, but he looked like a headless chicken at times. And against well-organized defenses like the Raptors and the Heat, that's just not gonna cut it. Drew is an upgrade, that's for sure. He put up 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals on the way to his third all-defense selection. However, his real value wasn't put on full display in the playoffs. Down 0-2 in the series. Down 1 point in Game 3 with 16 seconds to go. 4-on-2 fast break. No problem, that's game. The ability to make game-winning plays like that, to outmuscle a skinnier Joe Harris, and just pirouette around Bruce Brown for the finish, that is massive to get the win for this struggling Bucks team, and eventually help them defeat the Nets in a crazy 7-game series.
Looking over to Holiday. Holiday with a series of fakes. That's to Middleton for 3. Yes! Remaining, Brooklyn has 2. We're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds as Harris goes to the rim and draws the foul.
Fast forward to the finals against the Phoenix Suns, again after being down 0-2. He does this.
Decide not to call it. Booker the drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a pinnacle ball throws it down.
And this would be the play that seals the Game 5 win to go 3-2 up, which led to a 4-2 comeback series win. And finally, that sweet, sweet ring for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the first Milwaukee Buck championship since the days of Kareem and Oscar Robertson. And it was one man, Drew Holiday, who made all the difference in the world. He also signed a 4-year deal with the Bucks because the fit just seemed so good. And it was. He continued to be a reliable piece for the Bucks for the next 2 years as that stable point guard and third option of the team. He even made an all-star team, the second of his career since 2013, and had more playoff moments like this one.
Gives it to Smart. Smart at half court. He's picked by Holiday, and that's going to do it. Milwaukee!
This man has won games, crucial games, for the Milwaukee Bucks with both his offense and his defense. He was the perfect point guard for Giannis and Chris Middleton. The perfect point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. Until he wasn't.
We're following breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ from the NBA. The Trailblazers have traded Damian Lillard to the Bucks.
And just like that, a couple of seasons after giving this team a ring, the team that is constantly disappointed and choked before him, he was cast aside. When the prospect of a quote-unquote even better fit came along. Getting Dame time was just too good of a prospect for the Bucks to ignore, even if it came at the cost of their championship-winning piece in his prime, just a couple of months after making the All-Stars team. This would come back to bite the Bucks though, because Boston themselves had just traded their best perimeter defender and starting point guard in Marcus Smart, and they saw his ready-made replacement in Portland, a young rebuilding Portland team where he didn't fit in. And so it was all too easy for Brad Stevens to work his magic.
We have some breaking Celtics news to report. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting the Celtics have acquired guard Drew Holiday from the Blazers in a blockbuster deal 1 day before Media Day. The C's reportedly sending Portland Rob Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and 2 first-round picks.
Yes, they had to trade fan favorites Rob Williams and Malcolm Brogdon, but Brad Stevens saw the vision. Few people can replace what Marcus Smart was for the C's. But Drew Holiday might be the best replacement. An even better defender with a way more consistent offensive game, and most importantly, proven championship pedigree. After a couple of disappointing postseasons, the Bucks seem to have underrated this man's impact. But not the Celtics. They saw gold just get unceremoniously by the Bucks, and they were quick to pounce on it. By some Celtic magic, the All-Star, All-Defensive Selection championship piece made his way to an already stacked Boston team. Drew Holiday wasted no time in working his magic with the C's.
Over the top of Pritchard to get the steal. There's Watson, and Holiday
Celtics with the steal. Holiday, Tatum takes his time, knocks it down.
He helped elevate the Tatum-Brown Celtics to their highest win total by far. 64 wins and the best team in the NBA. But of course, he saved his best for the playoffs.
Halliburton, Holiday harassing him. And Halliburton goes crashing and lost the ball. Celtics will get it.
All Drew Holiday right here. One of the best on-ball defenders.
Season high 28 points in Game 1 in the conference finals versus the Pacers. They needed every single point, as they barely scaped by with an OT win. However, that wasn't it for the series, as he pretty much stole Game 3 from the Pacers with his play.
Off the glass, missed it. Nembhard has it. Rick Carlisle says go. Nembhard drives into the paint, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Siakam trying to get him, and he fouled him with 1.1 remaining.
I was sure the Pacers had this one, but somehow the best was still yet to come, and he would play what's now known as the Drew Holiday game in Game 2 of the NBA Finals against the Mavericks.
Game 2, they're playing great defense. Holiday inside, lays it up and in. Top. Good ball movement. Tatum off the bounce. Holiday, wide open three in the corner. Got it. Green and Tatum fighting. Tatum doubled. Nice pass. Holiday layup is good. Holiday deflects it. Doncic has to throw it. White with the steal. Holiday to Horford. Holiday a three. Bang!
What a game Drew had. 26 points, 11 rebounds on 78% shooting is ridiculous. He was everywhere, cutting, getting open, grabbing timely offensive boards. And that crucial steal and three to stifle Dallas's run? You can see how perfect he is for the Celtics team. When the jumpers aren't falling for the Jays, he can take over. If they're playmaking well, he's gonna cut and get open for clean looks. Plus, he's part of the perfect backcourt to defend Luka and Kyrie. In the end, Drew Holiday gets to be the missing piece in another championship team. Before Drew Holiday got to the current Celtics team, they have come short time and time again. Several conference final losses, one NBA Finals loss, even a first-round exit, until the most underrated player in the NBA got there. As for the Bucks, well, I'm not saying that Drew was their most important piece. What I am saying, though, is that their worst playoffs loss was in 2020, against the Heat, before he arrived. And when they replaced him with Dame Time, first-round exit against the Pacers. Now, Drew Holiday officially has the distinction of being the missing piece to two championship franchises. And to think that the Bucks were willing to let their championship PG go for someone whose biggest playoff achievement is getting swept by Steph in the conference finals. With Drew getting another much maligned and overly criticized team a championship, I don't think he's going to be underrated anytime soon.